Hi everyone, this is Dawn and I'll be sharing this video on October the 10th, 2025. I just wanted to share with those of you who follow me on the Dawn of the New Earth YouTube channel and a couple of other private spaces that I have where I share with friends and those who resonate with and support me on my own spiritual journey, which is a point I'll get to in a second. But I wanted to share just that I've made a decision, for a long time, really 5 years since October 10th, 2020, when I had a bit of a wobble, which I came back from, but it's been a 5 year period. I'm really clear on that, where I really just lost a lot of my mojo and my passion and my, I was still faithfully following, Spirit's guidance, but I just honestly didn't have the joy or passion that I once had for offering my healing services and for coaching in various ways, for sharing my online journeys, and for showing up fully. Now, like I said, I kind of have done that, and I feel like was supported by Spirit in taking this break. So what happened for me is, in 2020, I think I just, by that point I had invested probably almost, well over $100,000 in trying to share various aspects of the work that Spirit really wanted to get out. And I did my best, and I have now moved on from that. It didn't work. That's the headline, the newsflash. And maybe that was my own shortcomings in terms of connecting to the ways that is done. And so basically, I shared the 12 Diamond Dimensions, the Passage to a New Society, all of that material. Before that, in 2015, really rapidly, Birds of a Feather, even before that, Energetic Perspective, some of the books that I have made available. And those, and of course, the core being Cultivating Essence from the Matrix of Soul, which is a book that was planted in my heart that I've finally shared in 2012. And I've just recently, 13th anniversary of that, I have made the hardcover, paperback, and ebook versions are available now. So what I'm trying to say, though, is I became very discouraged in 2020, and I honestly was depleted energetically, physically, emotionally, mentally, in some ways spiritually, although I'm blessed to be very strong in that way anytime I choose to anchor in, which is, pretty consistently now. But it was very discouraging because there were some, energetic attacks. There were definitely some things. There was, like, as I said, I just poured everything I had into this work to the best of my ability under the circumstances that I was in. And then beginning in 2020, over the last 5 years, I've lost my mother and my father, my longtime husband, partner, and best friend, and several what I thought to be friendships and also really supportive relationships. I haven't necessarily lost them completely, but they clearly were not what I thought they were. And so I've had to adjust. I've had to rest. And, I had to practice what I speak of, which is that rest is the portal to restoration. That rest is the key. That when we enter into rest, we are given the opportunity to be restored. And to really go through those twin journeys I talk about of radical reclamation and radiant realization. And those, the journey to sacred wholeness, the journey to soulful transformation is another way I talk about that. And to really, in other words, return to our core essence, to step into our star power, our soul's truth and radiance. And so I have had to really focus on that in a deep and restorative way. And so for the majority of this year, certainly, and part of 2024, it was just a really difficult passage personally. And I just decided to just take a break. And I did not offer my healing services or coaching or much of anything in that regard. I did continue to write and share messages when those were important for me to do so, for me to speak to, because I could speak to them in a way that I didn't see being shared or something like that. But generally speaking, I was supported by Spirit in just taking this break. And I've been doing a little of my creative practice and writing and praying and meditating and just really getting connected to me again and taking care of some practical things as well that needed to be in place. So bottom line is I have come to the point of really for the first time in at least 5 years, maybe 7, really feeling that not only am I being asked to step back up in terms of the soul shower blessings and some of the healing modalities that I'm able to bring forward and work with people one-on-one, and then also my online journeys and courses and making that accessible to you. I have been feeling not only called to do that, because this time we're moving into, again, is another energetic passage toward the end of 2025 into 2026. And I want to support as many people as I'm able to with boundaries and still maintain my own well-being. So I will be doing that, and I wanted to share that in this video. I also wanted to really talk a little bit about something that I'm feeling is key to this passage, this period that we're coming up to toward the end of the year. And that is that we're each individually and also collectively being shown a new way of navigating challenging circumstances. And a part of that is discernment and wisdom. And a part of that is becoming accustomed to a new kind of map, if you will, a new kind of, sort of navigating in the dark, so to speak. And, I like to think of that as a light map, like a constellations, but on the ground, and how the constellations themselves can shift. So the map can change, kind of like in Harry Potter. I forgot the name of it, but the magic map, and how the routes changed, and you had to check in with it frequently. So we're moving into a time where this is going to be, it's going to be imperative for those of us who are devoted to the spiritual path on our own journey through life, but also wanting to serve at a higher and deeper level. And it's both at the same time. This is sort of the whole point of the 12 diamond dimensions that were seated and grounded during the years of 2020 to 2027. We're still in that period. And is the idea of it is a higher harmonic humanity, but it is an expanded reality. So it's not just higher, it's all, and it's wholeness. And this is the key to where we go from here. So I just wanted to plant that seed. I will likely come and share more on that in the months to come. I also likely will add, I'm still debating whether to add this on this channel or to share it elsewhere, but I will likely add a series that is a little more basic and practical in terms of daily life practices or tools, if you will, to pull in, but not fixed tools, but there's another word that's coming to me right now. Again, they're changing, and they need to be very flexible. What we take forward from here needs to be very flexible, and we need to be adaptable, and we need to be able to take a concept or a way of navigating and shift that, each of us individually, to what's going to work best for our own journeys, and then to be able to share those things with one another in really in really innovative, creative ways. So I hope to do more of that. I'm not certain that I can sustain doing all of these things, and my focus is going to remain on a lot of self-care and a lot of creative expression. It's something that heals me, and so I'll need to be doing that to support me. So I will be offering soul shower blessings beginning later this month, and it'll likely book those through November and December. So when I post this video, I will have some form of a calendar system that you can book if you would like. You can also email me. I'm going to put a link below where you can find links to various aspects of my work and some samples. So reach out if you have any questions. I'm here to support you through the final months of 2025 and as we move into 2026. I'm really being shown that I might actually make them available through February. But this is not going to be something that will always be offered. I have to, kind of pull back, have periods of rest. Because energetically it takes a lot to channel the information through, and it's healing energy frequencies and energies that are running through my body. I'm sure those of you who are healers totally understand that. But yeah, so if you're interested, reach out. I'll have a link where you can access, some samples, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.